What up, world? Your boy Charles Brown back again with another Talking Facts. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to get notified on upcoming episodes. All right, man, your girl, Jada Pinkett, is officially a thought. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to call her a thought. I'm not going to call her a toxic thought. But she's looking like a toxic thought out here. This is the girls that you want to stay away from when you're on the block, right? When you're not even on the block, when you're just in the world, it's certain girls you want to stay away from. Let's talk about it. Let's see how accurate this is. Let's see how accurate. We're gonna talk about it, and you tell me, is this the type of girl you're looking for when you're looking for somebody to marry? Right? Let's just keep it a buck. Let's start off. And I'm winging this because I ain't thought this out, but I just feel like this going somewhere. First of all, got a crazy friend, quote unquote friend, that's always in the middle of what y'all got going on. Right? Crazy friend, tatted up, always wilding. In the very beginning of your relationship, it's another guy. He ain't saying he her boyfriend, and he ain't quite saying he not her boyfriend. They got this connection, right? Something's going on. You can't figure it out. Everything she talk about got to do with this guy, and everything he is that you ain't. I'm talking about Tupac, fellas, in case y'all don't know what I'm talking about. And since the beginning of this guy's relationship with this girl basically said she had to keep Tupac from beating him up. That's your friend? You got to beg your friend to not beat me up. Right? And at the end of the day, you got to think, let's start off as Will Smith as a man. Like, he's being looked at as, my girl got to keep somebody off me. Right? So let's start there. This is a girl with a crazy, wild-ass friend, quote-unquote, but somehow they always connected forever and ever. Poems and all this stuff. They still ask this girl to this day about this guy. If it wasn't that serious, why are we still talking about it? Right? So he been ever since Tupac, before he died and after, he been in his man's shadow. This guy went on this guy became Fresh Prince and everything else. He did Bad Boys 1, 2, and 3, and whatever else he done did. He accomplished all these things, and he never, to this day, has stepped out of Tupac's shadow. It's like a crazy ex that's haunting you, right? And she never, ever is like, let's just move on. I don't want it to be about Pac ever again. I'm married to Will Smith. That's it, that's all. I don't want to talk about Tupac no more. She was just talking about Tupac last year. Still talking about Tupac, right? So that ain't going nowhere. Then you got this open marriage, right? And you're going to say, well, we don't know what we know something went on because she had a fling with August Alsina. So if you got a chick, right? This is your wife of so many years, and they've admitted to having all kind of behind the scenes things going on, right? Where they fought, they've had moments where they didn't even want to be together, which happens in all couples. But put that on top of you're getting with a young kid and you're taking him on vacations. He's your friend's friend. I mean, he's your son's friend, and you're going to take him on vacation. This stuff is crazy. You're taking him on vacation with the family while you're married to this man. That's literally the definition of toxic. Imagine somebody did that wasn't Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. Imagine you had a cousin and her whole family was out on vacation and she had her little young boyfriend on the vacation too. Process that. I don't care what you're going through. And he all shaking Will's hand, this and that, and he's banging his wife. That's not toxic to you? That's not toxic. Let's erase the fact that these guys got millions of dollars and they got all the success. This is a human thing. I don't care how much money you got. Somebody piping your wife down, that's going to bother you. Even if you are supposedly hitting Margot, what's her name? The girl from Suicide Squad, right? Even if you are piping her, right? And other women you're alleged to pipe, right? That's for a reason. If you're piping this chick down and she's piping August Alsina down, that's extremely toxic, bro. Like, it may sound good. Oh, he get the cake and eat it too. No, his wife is getting flipped upside down by another man somewhere. Let's call it what it is. Like, yeah, you getting to go out and hit Margot Robbie and whoever else, the Spanish girl, this girl, that girl. You're going to do what you want to do, but your wife doing it too. And she's doing it in a way messier way than you are. Right? Way more messier. It's a lot more mess going on with it. So even if you are being blessed with the ability to go out and do whatever you want to do, your wife's stuff is coming to the house. Right? Your wife is bringing this kid to the house. She's bringing him to the family. He's dapping hands with grandma and everybody else. This ain't that. This is not good. And you see what it came to. So you got to think, combine these things that I'm telling you with what else has to be going on is extensive fights. Extensive fights. Extensive arguing, extensive bickering. Right? If you listen to them, it sounds like she couldn't stand Will Smith for a while. They was always, every time you turn around, they talking about we were healing, we were getting things, we were getting to know each other, we were trying to find each other, how we could cope with each other. It was like these two people hated each other. The stories of he did all this amazing stuff for her birthday and she was like, you did this for yourself. You didn't do this for me. Right? So it's two people that's not on the same page. Meanwhile, she's out doing whatever with whoever she wants, especially this young kid who she apparently fell in love with. This is all toxic behavior. It's thought behavior. Right? And you may say, well, why are you all in their business? Because they're making it my business. Right? They're making it my business. Every time I turn around, up and down my feed, something new. I got to the point, I'm like, yo, I don't want to hear nothing else. And then this nonsense happened where Will gets up on stage. Now, this is the last thing a Thot is going to do. She's going to strip your manhood so bad, you don't know whether you're coming or going. This is what the toxic part really looks like. When this guy busts out laughing at the joke from Chris Rock, he's laughing. He looks over at her and she gives him that look like, you better not be laughing. Matter of fact, if you are laughing, you're going to have problems. Will Smith did what a confused husband and boyfriend does. Try to immediately do the most outrageous thing to correct it so that he's not in trouble. Right? It's some guys out there that'll go to the extreme. Right? It's some guys out there that don't want that smoke from their wife so bad. Oh, you didn't take the trash out. He'll run and throw the whole trash from the curb into the truck before it leave. The whole can and everything. Just obnoxious, ridiculous stuff, just so that woman won't be able to one-up him and say, oh, you did this, that, and the third. She took a look at him. He went into overdrive trying to fix what he did. Because him laughing, it wasn't even about Chris Rock no more. It was about you laughing at it. Then all of a sudden now he's stepping up on the stage, he's bopping, da da da. He didn't even say nothing. He didn't even think it through. He just went up there. I don't even think he knew what he was going to do when he got to Chris Rock. I really don't think he knew what he was going to do. Right? He could have got his point across without hitting this man. Right? In hindsight, I know hindsight is 20/20, and we wouldn't have nothing to talk about if he didn't, slap him. But at the end of the day, he slapped him. It's the most drastic thing you could possibly do. You know why he slapped him? Because he needed to go so extreme with his wife. When he turned around, you could see him smirking. That's why people think it was staged. It wasn't staged. This was all Will Smith's pent-up aggression and all these years of trying to please his wife and become whatever she wants him to be. Because ain't no man in his right mind gonna let his wife sleep with some dude. Unless he's afraid of him. Right? Let's just be honest. I'm not talking about some voyeurism where you're there and you're running a threesome with her. He letting her go off with this kid. and sleep with him. For all that, y'all might as well not have no relationship. And I get it, you're staying together for the kids, but the kids is on the trip with her and homeboy. So I don't know how they feeling about him slipping up in her room at nighttime. All right? Kids know a lot. This is all toxic thought behavior because at the end of the day, I'm going to be honest with you. Most, I hate to use the word wholesome, but most wholesome one-man wives not going to want to be out banging younger guys. That's a thought. Right? That's what a thought that's toxic would do. And then you want to set up a red table and try to hash it all out with all this love and peace. You could have had Chris Rock come on the red table, which I'm sure they're going to try to set up. I'll give it less than, let me see. Because it got to be up to Chris Rock to want to do it too, right? It'll probably be a year. It may be less. It may be a year or less that Chris Rock ends up on that red table talk. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But I'm going to, you know how they say on the beginning of football games, they go bold predictions. I'm making a bold prediction that Chris Rock ends up on that table talking less than a year. Talking about what happened, trying to heal. My thing is they always healing something, but nothing ever gets healed. All that talking he did last year and the year before that with Will Smith at that daggone red table, Will even wrote a whole book about how he feels he came off as a coward before and he comes off soft to people. All of that came out when he slapped this man. He wanted to correct 30-something, 40 years of him feeling soft by slapping on Chris Rock. If you would have slapped The Rock, then it would have been like, oh, you slapping Chris Rock. Not saying he hard or soft enough, but Chris Rock not a fighter like that. Somebody wrote on Facebook that he wouldn't have done that to Chappelle, right? He wouldn't have done it to Martin because Martin is a world-class boxer. Martin ain't having that, even though he would have weaved that and hit Will probably 4 times. So he's not doing that to Martin either. And there was one more comedian he said. I can't remember the other comedian that he said. It's very few comedians I could think of that he would do that to be honest with you. I can't think of because most of these comedians from the gutter. Most of these guys are from the gutter, and they with all that, right? They with all that. Like, you gotta be. Cat Williams and DC Young Fly, all these guys, they gotta be with it. You ain't just gonna roll up and smack them, right? So, end of the day, I think Will picked his target because he could. I can't think of many men that he would have ran up and did that on without it being a whole lot of furniture moving up in there. But I salute Chris Rock for holding it together. A lot of people are like, he should have jumped. No, it's already a nigga moment. We don't need it to make it 2. Right? We don't need it to be where we got these dudes wrestling and everybody got to rush up to break it up. We don't need that. It don't need to become that. The place already was unsettled when he did it, let alone if it broke out into a brawl. So no, we definitely didn't need that. But what we do need is people to start asking Jada, what's good? Because she already said in another interview that she don't care what nobody think of her bald head because she loves her bald head. So if she loving her bald head and he made a bald head joke, why are we having this issue? Right? But a thought, I mean, not even just a thought, a toxic thought, going to roll her eyes and look at her man like, you going to do something about this? Toxic thought wants you to fight. I think Jada becoming a toxic thought with all this, a lot of toxic thoughts, burn a lot of sage, have a lot of self-help books, try to be very spiritual. And when they get time for whatever to come down, they with all that. And they will stir it up. Even though they got all this good energy flowing. Right? Because at the core, you are who you are. Right? And I'm just going to say it. I think Jada has become a toxic thought. And I don't mean to disrespect her, but it is what it is until proven otherwise. Because you can't talk all this self-help stuff and then give your man a look so he can run up on stage and slap this guy. Right? Let me know in the comments what you think, man. Let me know what you think. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I indifferent? Am I just trying to pile on. I don't know, but I feel like something's getting exposed and people not really talking about it. Jada's at the center of this. She's making this man feel inadequate, and he's overcompensating by jumping up on people that he shouldn't be jumping up on. That's all I got to say. I ain't gonna do no more talking. Let me know what you think in the comments. Go in my playlist, hit Force Multipliers, listen to that. That's me and the Ugly Professors album. Also go in my playlist and find Clash the Podcast. We do that every week. We touch a lot of hip-hop topics, such as is LL corny and stuff like that. Check it out. All right. I'm going to hit y'all on the flip side. CLBMG. Peace.
CLB.